Let's have a nice long talk about Burst Protocol. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys do not miss out on more Oz content. So I have just finished doing all my filming, compiling all my notes. Everything's done. This is the video you'll see before all those other videos go out with all the deck profiles and things like that. So I just wanted to give some of my quick thoughts between playtesting for the Saturday segments, the early data I'm seeing, and things like that. So there will be no organized thoughts in this video. So first of all, Forbidden Crown is a frickin' stupid card, man. I didn't realize having Lunalights be able to bash into your monster and just go, hey, I made 2 Liger Dancers. Nice normal summon you got there, Joe. I'm going to go ahead and smack into your monster multiple times. Oh, it's not being destroyed by battle? Ain't that a real shuggy darn? Guess I just lose the game at that point because I just get blown out. I thought that the defensive protection on that would be a good thing. No, it turns out that your opponent can just use that against you, and that's kind of crazy. Also, if you're playing Sky Striker, your opponent crowns you, you're going to shit your pants because, congratulations, you're now locked in on that monster. Crown is absolutely absurd. I didn't actually realize how good it was, and give me some more playtesting time. I've noticed that the OCG's been maining it and siding it. It's showing up in both. Mitsurugi wasn't really choosing to play it, which is kind of a strange thing to say, but I mean, Mitsurugi's already an abnormality in the way that it itself is kind of floating around. There's also the concept and idea of some of these rogue decks. For the release out of Japan this week, and they also had their Yu-Gi-Oh! Day event, which were slightly smaller localized tournaments, but we did get to see a lot of the fun decks coming out of the woodwork, and one of those was Penguins. You give Yu-Gi-Oh! Players a single penguin monster, and they literally lose their minds because it's so frickin' adorable. Also, penguins have access to a level 5 penguin, which just gives them access to the Canine package, which just means you can go play Penguin Canine, and it's a viable deck. Like, holy crap, man. I'm happy to actually say, hey, Penguins did have an okay weekend, but you're supplementing it with Penguins. All the purists are going to leave comments down below. They're going to be, well, I'm going to actually build pure Penguins. I'm not going to play any of this Canine garbage in my deck because it actually dilutes the atmosphere that my Penguin monsters live in inside my head in the Penguin world. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Cool. You do you. You play your Penguins how you want. You can go over to Genesis and you can play Penguins. In the competitive sphere of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, Canine, good. Canine, make Penguin deck competitive. Me Penguin deck without that, better be playing Goaty cards because that's the only other way you're going to be getting this off the ground. Exosister. Yeah, Batmater's a good card. Who saw that one coming? Who saw Carmelia being a good card? Yeah, never would have guessed that. I have seen a lot of Exosister list doing hilariously well over the weekend, actually. Exosister was not something that I thought was going to do well, but it actually has. And when I say I didn't think it was going to do well, I didn't think that there was enough moving out of the graveyards, but I guess maybe I forgot about Mitsurugi existing, right? I mean, we all have seen how good Mitsurugi is at being that deck, and the fact that, you know, Mitsurugi was a lot of the chunks of decks I saw out of this weekend. Burst Protocol makes a dent in the format because Exosister's good. Rescue Ace is okay. Rescue Ace is running around with Fiend Smith cards. That mini Underworld Goddess card is so piss broken that it's ridiculous, man. I'm over here, I'm like, oh, cool, nice Rescue Ace deck. And then you see the mini Underworld Goddess in the extra deck, and you're like, oh, boy, that's cool. Any 2 Rescue Ace monsters is full of Fiend Smith combo. Wow. And you want me to pivot into making the Link 4? Why would I do that when I can just go me turn Brain off and do full Fiend Smith combo? What if I can do full Fiend Smith combo, still end on the Link 4? That's crazy, dog. And that's just that's the reality of the situation that we're seeing right now. Why would you not want to play, you know, a deck that wants to pivot into that? I mean, why would you want to play anything else, right? Build the Fiend Smith cards into the deck. Enjoy it. Explore it. Play it. Break it. I originally thought the Rescue Ace was a joke. And then I was like, oh yeah, by the way, we have full Fiend Smith combo for that. So this is... The problems with Burst Protocol are not Burst Protocol themselves. It's the existing power creep that Konami has set in the woodwork before this. And this is where we see Mitsurugi really getting that chance to shine and causing problems. I mean, the crazy part about this is, you know, we still have not gotten any Mitsurugi support at this point. We are now expecting that whatever card that they would print for Mitsurugi would have to come out in Blazing Dominion at this point, which now makes it even worse because if we know that support's coming from Mitsurugi, that means that they're not going to, you know, look to hit the deck. One card Habagiri is still nuts, man. You can crown protect yourself all you want, but the realistic part of this, the meta here is, you know, if I'm going to have to constantly play against this, even the themes in Burst Protocol aren't going to be able to run into this and challenge it. It only becomes, you know, a little bit off the wall and challenging when you can see the difference. Now, there was one challenger in the back of the room, and I already talked about this on Market Watch when we looked at pricing. The new Albaz blew some shit up. Albaz himself has changed the landscape so dramatically, especially with the release of the Chronicles deck and the Fallen and the Virtuous spell card. So much has changed because of the existence of this new Albaz. I have seen some off-the-wall cards. Even Sword Soul was playable this weekend and actually had a successful tournament run because of this new Albaz. That's crazy. And it is. I've seen how many different branded combinations and variants out of Burst Protocol because of this. I didn't think that Konami would have it in them to revitalize the Albaz lore. You know, they were doing bits and pieces. They were dropping in crumbs to you. But at this stage in time, the sheer amount of hype that one card has brought to the table has changed everything. It has turned into such a monster that I think I'm mesmerized by it. I really am. And as Burst Protocol continues to develop out here in the future meta, depending on, you know, changes in branded fusion, I think you now need to worry about branded as a very capable deck now. Being able to make that Ecclesia synchro monster and be able to toggle into an Albaz and do a contact with the opponent's field, it's detrimentally crazy. You know, same thing with the new Dogmatica monster itself, the Devourer of the Dogma. You know, that card is crazy. This guy right here, yeah, he changes the way that the Dogmatica stuff plays or the way that the new cards interact with it. Now, we're not going to see these cards until Burst Protocol, but this is the Burst Protocol Everything is Changing video, and there's a lot of hype around Burst Protocol. And, you know, even though Yumi and Mitsurugi are still running around as big powerhouses in the meta, you know, you're still seeing actual changes because these other cards are actually impacting the meta, and Albaz was the clear winner. TLDR, Burst Protocol, change meta. Forbidden Crown make me head hurt. Lunalights bully me with crown on head. I cry, I sleep. It is rough day in neighborhood. What can I do? Other takeaways, I mean, well, you guys are going to be pretty surprised with the analyses that I have coming out for you this week. With the ideas, the concepts, because Yu-Gi-Oh's changing. For once. I know, right? Full arts will be the next thing that we get to be happy about. You guys have a good rest of your day, alright? Stay safe. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.